Last lap here at Daytona. Here we go, final time. Here comes Stevens and Julian Medor. Contact! Down to the line, it's gonna be Dragonetti. John Dragonetti steals it. Julian Medor came that close to winning last week. Will he be able to get it done here at Texas tonight? And can Chris Sweat turn around his misfortunes from last week? Disappointing run looks to rebound in the Lone Star State. All this and much more. You're tuned in. It's time for LiveView. Oh, hello. Welcome to ASRA LiveView here on Court Vision. Hope you enjoy the little bit of a preview, a little bit of recap of last week's action. I am your host, David Amboys. As always, as we get ready to go for tonight's running of the Texas 126 for the ASRA Supercar Series. Yeah, let's get that music playing again. Why not? Should be a good one tonight. As we get ready to go, it is time for the Texas 126 for the drivers in the American Sim Racing Association. Coming off of last week at Daytona, a lot of people view this as the actual beginning of the season. And tonight we've got two of our three great drivers from David Amboy's Developments. No Tim Silliman again this week. Not sure exactly what the reasoning behind that is. We'll find out, but hopefully Tim's with us when we head to Phoenix next week. This begins the first bit of a little bit of a southwestern swing for the ASRA. Like I said just a minute ago, we head to Phoenix after tonight. Quickly, want to try and bring in Chris Sweat and Julian Medor, but mainly because we've got a lot of people and communication isn't the big deal that it is like at Daytona last week. We're going to go ahead and pop in on the TeamSpeak. Remember, this is explicit. There are cuss words, so please keep that in mind tonight. There will be some cuss words. It's bound to happen. These guys are in the heat of the battle, and you will hear some cuss words, so I apologize for that, but tonight should be a very good one. Looking at the points, John Dragonetti with the win. Riley Roush and Corey Stevens are tied for second with 1 point back. Julian Medor, our lead driver from D3, and the point standings right now, 3 back as ASRA hits their main section of the season. Should be a good one tonight. Let's go ahead and jump back up TeamSpeak. Some of the names that you'll hear: Kevin Bartelt, Series Director; Chris Sweat, Jim Gutta; David Vieira, who is new to the series; John Dragonetti, Julian Medor, Michael Carter; Sean Sadler, and Steve Luvender, Mr. Trading Paints himself, here in the building tonight. First time the ASRA heads to Texas. As you can see, 84 laps, 1.5 mile oval, quad oval. It was built in 1997, reconfigured a couple of times. First in 1998 when the banking was all messed up, and then they repaved it in 2002 and flattened out the corner exit a bit. But this track will be brutal. Turn 2 will be the trouble spot, and we will be focusing in on that. Real quick, in practice, Julian Medor is the lead D3 driver in 10th, and Chris Sweat runs 19th in practice, but a lot of drivers have done qualifying runs. David Vieira, John Dragonetti, Kevin Bartelt, Nate Smith, and Steven Taylor are the top 5. Let's go ahead and pop on up. Let's go meet the rest of the drivers that you will be hearing tonight. And we are live.
Dave, seriously, the poop thing. It's really bad.
Well, hello to you too, Jim Gutta.
It hurts.
So, what should we be watching for tonight? You guys are out there. What does everybody have to be watching out for tonight?
Masturbation.
Jim Gutta.
Michael Carter. I'm putting all my money on Michael Carter for winning this race.
That's a poor investment.
You know what? James got a motorsport.
I knew I didn't get preferential treatment at this team.
Out of my
You
two
said it yourself, you
drivers-
put all your money on Michael Carter.
Listen, I got two drivers out there, not besides myself. Two of them suck. No, I'm kidding. Steve, are you running you're not on James Gutta's
I'm
Motorsport
running a
Motorsport, so-
CSR Chevy, but JGSMS has acquired all the assets from CSR.
Okay. Alright.
They shouldn't have time to switch the
There's a
CSR
guy in here
details
named
over.
Holden Neckman.
I have to come up with
Alright,
the
not
worst
really
logo for my team.
anyone to focus on here at the
Steve, did I
moment.
tell you my idea of having all the O's in sports motorsports be like a tennis ball and a basketball?
Yes, you
And a
did.
baseball.
You did tell me about the
I like
idea
that.
for James
Like a
Gutta's
hockey
Sports
puck? Or like
Motorsports.
something that's not even a ball.
Yeah, no, there'd be no
Like
racing references at all. Like no tire, no nothing. Like have it maybe
No steering wheel.
yeah, have everything underlined with like a bat hitting a ball out
Like
of
a
a
baseball glove.
Some bold ideas.
The motorsports is like you have to scroll really hard into it to find the motorsports
We'll
part.
focus
otherwise you
in
just see
on
sports.
Julian
Doing
Madore.
wingdings.
Heard some thoughts.
James
Some
got his
people
voice
not a
up.
fan of
Traffic
the
sign, thumbs up.
chase
Play
view
out.
that we tried last night or last week. So we're gonna go ahead and go with a more traditional look tonight. So it's a little bit more, more of what you're keen to seeing from a broadcast. So follow along with Julian Madore here at the moment. I am in the chat room. I will be checking in periodically into the chat to see
Jim's Lasagna
what's
brand.
going
Steve,
on. So if you
can I
guys
move Jim's
have
Lasagna?
anything
Oh,
to say,
Mike,
feel free.
would you mind being sponsored by Jim's Lasagna brand lasagna?
Yeah, don't forget to ask.
I don't care.
Yes! This is
No,
happening!
it,
This is happening!
Mike, it's the coolest fucking thing
Jim
ever.
got a electric personality.
Because I get to have
didn't
an
get
official team,
didn't have him last week, so
and
it will be
Jim's Lasagna
exciting.
offered
to see that.
sponsorship to my team.
Aren't you the sole proprietor of Jim's
No.
So let's go ahead and
I
focus
had
in
to
on
step
some
down
of
due to a horrible
the
incident.
other cars out there right
But
now.
no, they came back.
Lasagna accent.
with bleeding
This
from the
is David Vieira. This is a new guy in the number
So
4
that
car, the
actually-
Coca-Cola machine.
Face first into the oven. Don't
And-
He baked himself into a plate of lasagna.
Let's go ahead and
Like a 5-year-old
team
under.
was even better. on
turn
the
down
car.
team speak just a tad there.
Eckert scheme. Well, it's better on a nationwide car.
Yeah, because that's where I made it first.
They're making
Two
mention of
toes,
Johnny Eckert's Luthueza,
Yes, I love
My car's
Eckert's
sweet.
car.
number
Rather than running
90.
the blue one instead of the yellow one.
Steven Taylor's
Blue
car
one's better.
looks. Steven Taylor's car.
I'm gonna go smoke now.
Kevin, I'm gonna join you.
Okay, cool.
Jim, did you stop?
Eckert,
Jim.
of course,
Mike,
Daytona
did you paint the
250
Mustang?
champion, could have
Stop,
won
Jim. Stop, Jim.
Jim.
the ASRA event there
Did you
last
stop?
week as well.
I just farted. You've got to be.
I think we'll be in a different channel tonight
Nope, he
for
didn't.
the actual races. Jim Gutta is
I'm disappointed.
interesting, to say the least. Interesting, eclectic personality on the show tonight.
I think my sponsor could stop smoking.
So, Kevin, what should the people at home watch out for tonight?
He went to
Kevin's
take a
not
smoke break.
here.
He went to go elsewhere. Well, John Dragonetti, I'll throw it to you. What should the people watch for tonight?
Getting height and Jim Gutta.
Okay, it's exciting. Watching out for the track and the competitors out there. That's definitely exciting.
I think the most important thing to look out for is for people texting and driving on the road. You really should stop texting.
What I learned in boarding school today is,
That's very
oh
true.
my god, who the hell is that? Someone just died, like, right behind
Julian.
me. Oh.
You know, I think we're gonna have a great number 5 target machine today. We're probably gonna wad it up somewhere early and get pissed, but that first part of the race is gonna be great.
Well, I'm glad we're excited. I'm glad we're excited for tonight. Should be a good one. About a minute 40 left.
When do we go into are we going into our own channel today?
Do you want to go into your own channel tonight?
Yes,
Okay.
we should. I'm doing an ad.
All right.
Jay, I'm at. Oh, I'm fucking talking to Steve.
Let me move you back up. Oh, and Steve's down here now.
Okay.
Okay. All right. We'll go with this. We got Chris Sweat, Julian Medor, Steve Lemonder.
Jake goes for more. Steve, I'm just gonna add JGMS. Yes, on the in-game chat so we can all chat there.
Alright.
If Dave wants to make this
You can make it
official.
one giant team chat like DDDJGSNS.
JD.
Hey Steve, I guess that's what they call it. Trading paint now.
Dave?
Yes, sir.
I'm not feeling great about tonight.
I don't think everyone is. It looks like it's going to be a points night.
It
which is
wasn't.
okay.
I
I
don't
swear.
I don't understand where they're getting their sixes from unless they're draft. And Kevin says his wasn't, but I don't believe
Bullshit.
him. Because I'm running my ass off just to run the ones I am.
Yeah, I'm giving the call all I've got.
Like, I think there's a little bit more I could gain coming through 1 and 2. But that's it. It's not 3/10 worth.
I got you. Well, we'll get what we can get. Good luck qualifying, gentlemen. And with qualifying coming, we'll go ahead and follow along with
Good luck,
Julian Medor this week. Last week we followed with Chris Sweat. Tonight we will follow along with Julian Medor whenever he decides to come out here and run his qualifying run. Again, feel free to pass along the link and everything. CourtRacing.com or CourtVision.com is the new home for Court Vision and ASRA LiveView, now under the Court Vision banner, as Julian Medor heads out. Let's go ahead and track his lap. Julian, of course, came home 4th last week, as you saw in the opening, and is looking to improve on that tonight. Comes off of turn number 4. First lap underway for Julian here as goes through 1 and 2. Pretty aggressive line. Wow, didn't hit the wall, but we definitely saw a shadow there. Looks as if someone had some problems on their first lap there. Through turns 3, through turn 4. This is looking pretty good. Let's see what we could turn out. A 30.3035. That puts him 4th fastest so far. Second laps will be slower than the first. So he's about a 10th off quickest time that has been run so far. Surprisingly, Chris Sweat with the hot hand right now. 29.789. So Julian running 2, probably just to get that extra tack time in the 50-car cash machine.
God damn, there's no fucking way.
30.3 flat for Julian Medor that time around. So we are looking
That
like
was
this as
literally
Dragonetti.
everything I could give the car.
That was a hell of a run for a while. It was sticking there for a while. It still is.
Dude, that's all I could give the fucking
Yo,
car.
qualified Julian. That's impressive.
Nice luck.
Nice lap, Chris.
Oh, Chris?
I thought I was gonna beef the wall off of 2, and I thought I was gonna beef the wall off of 4.
I
You know
came
what, though?
within
Beef, to those of you who don't know, is when you just nail the wall really hard. It's
I was an
common
inch from
vernacular
just
here.
destroying the car off of 2 on my first lap.
I swear to God, the fucking safer barrier juts out.
It appears to. That's for sure.
I'll take a P4 starting spot.
What ratio are you guys running?
Whatever default is. Because I didn't even fuck with it. I just hopped on track.
So again, we just kind of wait for qualifying to wrap up here and see what we can find out.
What?
I have no idea what that was supposed to mean.
That stunk. Driver had no talent and put it in wall derp. Steven Taylor saying he had no talent, hit the wall.
Ah, okay.
Well, we know that.
I have no clue where Quark came from. It shouldn't have been. I'm apologizing in advance for any junk that's I'm gonna cause behind me.
Just waiting for us to grid here.
Tell you what, apparently if it comes down to it, these Target boys put together a pretty quick hot lapper.
Yeah, but Chris will be able to go 84 laps.
I'm not even probably gonna go 20 laps.
Well, we'll see what we can do. I got good feelings tonight.
I'm just fucking happy we're out of Florida.
Yeah, that's right. Court wrapped up Florida last night with the
So
National
sick
Cup
of
Series.
Florida. I hate Florida. I hate Florida.
A lot of people don't like Florida. Just
I hate
period.
Florida.
I have to agree with you. I'm not a big fan of the state of Florida. I gotta be honest to those Floridians watching. I'm not a fan.
Yes, I understand that our teammate Ten Silliman is in Florida, currently living in Florida.
He doesn't
But I
even
hate
want to
Florida.
be there half the time.
Dude, Dave Vieira, first in practice put charts 11th.
Right now, top 5.
Oh, I'm fifth. Oh,
Dragonetti,
Steve, you
Kevin,
fuckface.
Steve Lovender, Michael Carter,
You're still top
and
five.
Chris Sweat.
Steve,
Nathan
seriously,
Smith
you're fired.
is 6th. Johnny Eckert 7th. Bill Witt 8th.
You're
Medora
fired
9th.
from CSR and
Brett
ASRA.
Black 10th. Vieira 11th. Sadler 12th. Douglas Kennedy will start 13th. Dakota Ehrman 14th. And that's the last of drivers that have taken time tonight. We will see what we got as far as a field goes, but nonetheless, if that's all that show, it should be a pretty good show here tonight for Court Vision's debut as ASRA LiveView hits its second race of the season here at the Texas Motor Speedway. We will see what happens as we get ready to go here tonight.
Just would like to let everybody know that Napa is sponsoring Regan Smith at Bristol.
They're sponsoring him this weekend at Las Vegas.
At Las Vegas. Thought for a minute that they were at Bristol.
So, they're sponsoring him and Chase?
Napa Synthetic on the side of
Ah.
Regan Smith. It's just a... It's
The blue car.
Yeah, Junior Motorsports. Steve, sorry you can't race. I fired you and now you have a 90-day no compete con. Alright, it's what the big companies do.
This business.
It's best for this business, Steve.
Yep.
I will take a top 5 starting spot with
Getting
Nate
near the
Smith
end of
starting beside me.
qualifying as we
Oh,
wait for
yeah,
it
no,
to
behind
run
me. No,
out.
beside me. I can't wait to die in turn 1 because of him.
Apologize for the inconvenience when it comes to qualifying here.
This
Usually
is his old car.
just a long
Renumbered and better.
break in between.
I don't know about better, but the number's better.
Number is better.
The drive for 5, top 5 finishes this season.
5 for the 5 in 2014.
No, this is the drive for 5, top 5 finishes for the 5 this season.
Oh, okay.
That's the longest hashtag.
That's a very long hashtag.
Drive alive, arrive alive.
Drive sober.
Drive so.
You should follow that too, folks. Arrive alive, drive sober. Still waiting here for things to get going here tonight. Just waiting. This would be the part where I would bring up some music. But all I have queued up in the scene right now is the same music that we use for the intro and the outro.
Brett just messaged me and said, hold her wide open, went out loud when I sent back hashtag drive for 5, top 5 finishes for the season for the 5.
Oh, who's this?
Brett, like,
Ah, okay. Well, Steve is doing some pirouettes out there on the speedways.
Just practicing for 84 laps from now.
Oh, he's egotistical. You got practice when you hit the wall. Haha. Waiting to go. Qualifying should be wrapping up here in just a minute. And here we
I
go.
want everybody to tweet that.
Any minute now. Waiting on this to wrap up. God, how long does he make these qualifying sessions?
10 minutes.
10 minutes? You only need 5. It don't have to be 10 minutes. Then we all sit here and look ridiculous. There we go. We are done with qualifying and we are finally gridding. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. We are gridding, which means that we are getting ready to go for the court, or not the court, the ASRA Supercar Series tonight here at the
Good luck,
Texas
gentlemen.
Motor Speedway.
I don't know if I'll be finishing this one.
That's the spirit.
Make it trend. Holy cow, I see the front row.
So, Chris Sweat
It feels so good to be this close to the front.
in the 5 is going to be the lead car tonight. So Chris will be our
Start
focus,
P5 and the
our
5
focus
car
for
on
the
purpose.
first few laps.
Shit.
P6 in the 6 car.
Oh my god, my front end's taking off.
Yeah, look at that. Julian Medor's front end randomly lifting like it's cars. Ah, but it said enough of that.
Not 100% positive, but I think I'm going into blast off mode right now.
Oh, Johnny changed his car. Oh, wait, that's
Yeah,
Kevin. Never
I'm
mind.
going into blast off mode. Glad to see they've still yet to fix that. Yeah, mine was too there, James.
The car's doing
Wonderful,
the
good.
levitating glitch as here we go. Cars are rolling off and we are just about ready to go for tonight, ASRA in Texas. I am on Twitter at NotDamnBoys. You can tweet using the hashtag ASRA as well. I will be monitoring that throughout the night, so if you want to feel free and text and tweet, feel free.
Do the channel.
Heck, even if you're watching the archive, feel free and do the same. We'll try and follow along after tonight is said and done. Chris Sweat will be starting in the 5th position. And on top of that, we also have Julian Medor starting a little bit deeper in the field. He will be starting in the... Hang on, it changes the order here. Julian Medor, I believe, would be starting in the... a little bit deeper in the field.
I'm a bit nervous. Not gonna lie, I'm a bit nervous.
Here we go. Chris
Sorry,
Sweat.
too close to the front. I'm gonna wreck everybody.
A little nervous here. Chris says not used to starting up this front. Or this far up, I should say. We'll see what Chris can do. Pace car turns off. Here we go. Chris Sweat getting ready to go. And we are green.
We don't have a driver's meeting.
It's through text chat. Because there is a hearing impaired driver.
My game is freaking out now.
You are freaking out. Oh, goodness.
Chris
Okay.
Sweat hanging on there. Chris and Julian both in the same camera shot. Nice to have as they complete lap 1. And Nate Smith nails the wall up ahead of him in the 6. Chris Sweat, Julian Medor, the 5 and the 50 running side by side. Oh, Chris gets tight.
John's on the wall.
Ooh, we got 3 wide with Julian. Look at this. This is all the makings of disaster behind him.
Can't do nothing
without your balls.
Stuck on the high side, really pissing me off.
Sweat stuck on the high side trying to get down. Running 10th.
Nate's fucking broken.
Nate Smith is struggling. That Great Clips Ford Mustang. And the field trying to get to the bottom and to get by the 6.
Fucking ass fuck.
Got an opening. Corey Stevens in front of Chris right now as Nate driving rather aggressively. There we go. Now Chris can get by the injured Great Clips Ford.
Wow, I lost 10 fucking spots.
Chris all the way back down to 14th as a cause of the 6. Yeah, it was brutal, man. Don't worry. Meanwhile, Julian Medor has moved himself to the 4th spot and is contending for 3rd. Car Cash Machine trying to make some moves after the run at Daytona last week. And into turn 3, he's working on the 99 of Kevin Bartelt. Different colors for Bartelt this week. The Valvoline colors. See the field following in behind him. Meanwhile, Dragonetti and Luvender battle for the lead. Dragonetti, of course, the points leader by winning last week. Want to thank everyone for tuning in to Court ASRA LiveView, live on twitch.tv/CourtVision or CourtVision.com. And we appreciate you tuning in. Again, we'll be here every Thursday with the ASRA Supercar Series. We'll be here next week when we head to Phoenix. The tight 1 mile oval, the old configuration of Phoenix. Our racing has not yet updated to the new configuration, but when they do, we will likely go there. But for now, we deal with the old 1 mile flat Phoenix International Raceway. Had some success there last year, finished 2nd. Of course, I will not be running. I'll be covering the ASRA. And of course, the Court Vision Race Points Manager Race of the Week next week. It's the Cup Series. We're at Bristol next Wednesday, 8:45 p.m. Eastern. That's the 12th, March 12th, here on Court Vision. What's that?
I did not practice green flag fitting.
Oh, big move there. Julian Medor. Not practice pit road pitting. He seems to have fallen into a groove there, so let's go ahead and focus back in on Chris Sweat, who is jam-packed in a battle. He's got the 53, I believe, of, let's get a number on that, Bill Witt behind him, and in front of him is his James Gutta Motorsports colleague, Jim's Gutter. That was a terrible pronunciation. They got Corey Stevens in front of him and David Vieira in front of Corey Stevens there. So Chris deep in a battle here for the 13th spot, still running well.
Holy fuck.
Here comes Gutta around Stevens. See if Chris can thread the needle and take advantage of it. Chris got apron there, hung on to it. Chris just got to stay clean, just got to make it to halfway, and then we could build from there. Chris, of course, tough break last week at Daytona. Didn't have the best kickoff to a season. Holding off Bill Witt there in the 53 Mellow Yellow entry. Meanwhile, we'll go ahead and focus in on some other drivers, as our drivers are kind of
You're not calling the race outside of TeamSpeak, right?
separate. Yes, I am calling the race outside of TeamSpeak.
Cool.
Let's go ahead and focus in on Jim Gutta, who just made a pretty
Stream up, but I don't have any sound coming out of it.
big move there. Moved up a bit.
Just gonna risk your car sliding up on me. I had to let you go.
Julian, of course, as you could see, on his own little island there. Just doing
Well,
his...
now she's not turning.
Oh, Chris Sweat.
Still feeling out what I can do with this thing.
Hit the wall, and unfortunately, that's a tough break for Sweat. Doesn't appear to have it.
No, it ain't a whole lot. God damn it!
Chris hangs on to it. Hang on till a pit stop, man. Chris had some speed in qualifying. Unfortunately, was involved in the Nate Smith situation. And now it looks as if that's some blinking. I don't know if that's sim related or computer related. iRacing's been kind of touchy tonight. And oh no, trouble for Chris Sweat. Hard in the inside wall. Should bring out a caution.
On the back
Oh! Caution is out. Oh, a tough break for Chris. Wow, that was some marker breaks right there.
If car 1 and 2, we're gonna have to slow up for
Good on.
it. Beware, beware.
Gonna have to watch for it again here. You'll see Chris.
No lucky dog, no one on a lap down, time of caution.
You'll see it here. Chris, it looks as if just drives up. And unfortunately, we'll see it here. Just doesn't turn anymore. And
This is a weird track.
and then here, that is the
Trying something
15,
different like
I
every lap
believe.
just to figure out where the speed's gonna be.
Not sure if that was the 15 or... Yes, that was the 15 at Dakota Hamilton, who just didn't appear to slow down whatsoever and
caution
used
for him?
up the 36 and of Dave Nestor and Chris Sweat. Chris got ARCA braked. He got tight out of 2 and hit the wall, but then nobody behind him slowed down. It's a tough break for Chris Sweat there. Really hoping for good things for Chris tonight, and unfortunately it's done with lap count in the teens. Julian is on pit road. Let's focus in on that right from the cockpit of the car cash machine. Let's focus in on this pit stop here. Right sides go up. And the left sides go up. When they drop, Julian's going to go, and that's what he does here. For a good stop for Medor. He will come out right where he left. Did he speed?
Oh god, people took 2 tires.
No, he did not. And Julian...
This is not a fucking joke.
Damn, I thought I had you.
That's a tough break for Chris. Tough break. He had a really good qualifying run and just was caught up in other people's doing it and put him in the back, and unfortunately he wasn't able to recover from that. That was legitimately a tough break for Chris. Had a good qualifying run. Tough break for Chris. Still got Julian out there. Couldn't even focus in on
Yeah.
Steve Lavender now that Chris is out of the event,
I hope
unfortunately.
he's alright.
It's been a rough week for him. He didn't finish a race this week. That's a tough break, man. It's just one of those weeks, man. 1 to green. Going back green here in just a
So we
minute.
got a leader here in the broken car on 2 tires. In second place, 2 tires. Should be interesting.
Couple
I
drivers.
don't understand 2 tires on the first pit stop.
Yeah, well, in this 90 car, I don't know if you can see it, but it's completely screwed.
Where's pitch?
Turn 2 back straightaway.
Thank
Well,
you.
he won't be there that long anyway, though. I wanted to play DayZ tonight.
I don't think you're going to play DayZ tonight.
I can't go anywhere without him because we're in the middle of nowhere. I don't want to leave him.
Oh, focus in on the restart. Lap 17.
It's early.
Here we go to
Does
the
it go on the
restart.
green here or go in on your discretion?
Only green.
Here we go. Daytona 250 winner Johnny Eckert leads the field to the green. Kevin Bartelt, KBM 1-2 as we head back green. Andre Ganetti, Steve Lavender, and then it's Julian Medor and Brett Black there on the restart, but it quickly shuffles out. Here comes Julian, 3 wide right away for a second. They think better of it, and now Julian will move to the 3rd spot and will actually move probably to 2nd here as Eckert starts dropping back. There goes Medor to the inside of Eckert. Eckert quickly falls back. 2 tires does not appear to be a good move. Julian 2nd. Steve Lavender, who you're hearing as well, running 3rd. This is a battle for 2nd.
Checking. Oh. I was gonna slam the wall.
Ooh, I think Lavender might have gotten wall. Jim Gutta move him to the 3rd spot. And unfortunately, that's going to shuffle Steve a bit far back. If he could fall in behind Taylor, it would be a pretty good opening there for 5th. Still contesting strong here early on, not even halfway. Lap 42 would be halfway in tonight's event. Here comes Jim Gutta, thinking about making a move on Julian Medor. Back to Stephen Taylor. Also trying to make a move on Jim Gutta. Here as John Dragonetti hasn't really checked out, hasn't really moved anywhere. They stay in the clutches of the 14 Engato Gaming Control Freak Chevrolet. As now here comes Medor with a run for the lead. Can Julian make it happen?
That's it, Corey.
Inside, he looks like
Appreciate it. It'd
he
be nice if somebody watched what the hell they were
will
doing, though.
get it at the line. Julian
Yeah,
Medor
we'll
will
go
lead
later.
that lap, and the Car Cash Machine is leading here at Texas.
You just get hung out here.
14 drops back. P1, keep it up. Julian Medor trying to hold off the 86 of Jim Gutta, 42 of Stephen Taylor, Steve Lavender, and Brett Black in the 9. It's a court top 5, top 6 even. Clean sweep as we head through turns 1 and 2 on lap 23. Gutta eyeballing the lead, that Winn-Dixie Chevrolet, or Ford, my bad. Winn-Dixie Ford. Trying to get by the Car Cash Machine of Julian Medor. Door hanging on strong. Draft is very important here. Here goes Gutta. He's going to try and make a move on the inside. He's got him. James Gutta set that up perfectly, and he will move himself to the lead if he could just hold it off at turn 4. Julian, trying to battle strong on the high side, is doing so. Seems to be in vain. So Julian leads a few laps, drops back a bit. Still holding on strong, as now he's going to have to get off the throttle here because he is way in the high groove. Texas, not really a two-groove racetrack in iRacing, contrary to real life, as now Brett Black is trying to look inside. California versus Nova Scotia, as now Julian will slot back in line. Kind of cut off Brett there. I'm sure Brett would understand.
Appreciate it, Greg. No problem.
Ooh, that's Jim Gutta jumping up the hill. And now, this whole battle for the lead is getting really exciting as now Julian heads on the inside of Steve again. Ooh, they get close. Ooh, Medora and Luvender. Side by side at the line that time. Julian in the grass. Way to hang on to it.
That was close.
Julian Medor just barely hung on to that. Fortunately, he's going to lose spots, but at least he didn't lose his car, as that's quite good for Julian. Let's focus back in. Let's go ahead and take a replay. Let's take a look at that just a minute ago. This is a replay. Got to get it.
Jim, please.
Got a little loose in the first bit of grass, and then got... There we go. Wow! Wow, we shouldn't have cut away. 3 wide. Here comes Medor and Dragonetti. I don't believe he is pitting.
Why would he? I almost didn't come down because I thought he wanted the low.
So with all that restructuring and moving, Julian is still running from the 4th position. Looks like it's a cutaway to the lead. That is in order. As Steve Lovender now contends with the lead on Stephen Taylor.
Nice if I could start getting fucking hung out.
Greg, I'll give you the inside. You check the back one. I'll give you
Brett
the
Black
inside
now
and
trying to
the
get
front.
by the 50.
Yeah, just keep trying. You're good.
And he hangs in there. Next is the Dungeons and Dragons Ford of Michael Carter.
This car just went to shit really quick.
Wear the tires. Don't worry, man. We'll get fresh rubbers on there.
I got nothing. I can't get it to roll up at all.
Heard it there. Julian struggling to find grip after a few laps in the machine there. Exciting battles all over this racetrack. Let's focus in a little bit ahead of them. John Dragonetti, Steve Lovender, as you can see, not really gaining much on that. There's the battle right there, right in front of Julian. It is John Dragonetti, Jim Gutta, Brett Black, and Michael Carter. And you can throw in Julian Medor now back into the battle there. 5-car nest there for running from 3rd to 7th. Heck, Julian's making a pass. He's trying to get past Michael Carter here. In the 8-car, he drifts way high. Julian might be able to clear him off of 4. He will move Julian Medor back to the 6th spot. Julian caught apron there. Doesn't seem to be affecting drivers as bad as you think. Seem to be able to hang on to it relatively well off of the apron. Door dives to the bottom. Carter thinks twice about making a move. Meanwhile, Jim Gutta, Brett Black, and John Dragonetti start to inch away. Could be a good points day. Riley Roush as expected, did not make the trek to a 1.5-mile racetrack. Very rarely, as Carter gets in the wall behind Medor just then. Riley Roush very rarely runs non-super speedway events in both Championship Online Racing Teams and the American Sim Racing Association. Is back in on the battle for the lead, about 0.4 of a second back is Stephen Taylor, or is Steve Lavender to Stephen Taylor. Taylor in the Buffalo Wild Wings Ford, Steve Lavender, too many Steves here. Steve Lavender in the Stop Texting Chevrolet. Good cause on the 32, as always. Try and focus in on something a little bit deeper in the field. We'll see if we can. A little bit deeper, Corey Stevens, who we were mostly following last week on LiveView. We'll give him a quick shout out. He's running 9th in the event. John Doble's still out there. Unfortunately, not the same amount of luck that he had last week. He's running 14th. All by himself. Appears to have gotten in the wall at some point, so maybe that's the heir of his fortunes. And hopefully he can get that car repaired and he can get back up into the swing of things. Kevin Bartelt starting to rally back in the number 99 Valvoline Ford. Running 8th. Trying to pass the number 8 that is running 7th of Michael Carter. Carter gets a little loose off of 2. Here comes Bartelt. He's trying to make a run, it appears. Got a line. He's got a bumper. Should be an interesting battle as they come down the quad oval front stretch here. Corey Stevens sneaking into this battle, too. It's happening directly behind Julian Medor, our focus for the remainder of the night. Chris Sweat, if you're just tuning in, unfortunately crashed out early.
This thing's a piece of junk.
Julian holding out for that final pit stop. Needs to get the car fixed. Tires are important here at Texas. Bartelt made the pass, and now Corey Stevens has made that pass. Steve Lavender, meanwhile, has reeled in Stephen Taylor a bit. At least it would look like.
I have no idea what I'm doing wrong.
Medor running P6.
But Kevin's got a lot more speed than I do. Everybody's got a lot more speed than I do.
It's alright, man. Getting close to pit stops.
It's not alright. This is shitty.
Getting close to pit stops, though.
Getting passed by people that shouldn't be passing me.
14 hitting.
Oh, this is frustrating.
14's coming in. John Dragonetti going to be coming in here.
Shouldn't have lowered my fucking steering ratio.
For the Control Freak and Gato Gaming Chevrolet down pit lane here at Texas. As the field whizzes by behind him. The 53 of Bill Witt is also behind him there. 4 of number 4, David Vieira, also making a pit stop, as now here comes Dragonetti down in the pit lane. See when Julian decides to make his pit stop. Just about halfway.
I'm the lead on this run, the fucking like 8th.
Julian led some laps tonight, though. Win, lose, or draw, he'll get that bonus point. But you know the ASRA title always important when it comes to bonus points.
And setting.
Sean Sadler coming in. We haven't mentioned Sean Sadler tonight.
Hitting this time.
And Julian actually pitted this time. Here comes Medor.
6-3 this time.
Woes it up in time. Car Cash Machine coming in just at halfway. As green flag pit stops come in here on lap 42, halfway. Should have to pit one more time.
How did I get optional repairs? I haven't hit anything. What the fuck?
How much you got? The door had damage. How long did you have?
2 seconds of optional repairs. But I haven't hit anything.
Oh, you scraped the wall on the restart because I was right behind you. Like the lap after the restart.
No, I never hit it.
Very strange. Some phantom contact plaguing Julian there.
John and Jim are like a mile ahead of me, so...
John Doble on the apron, taking the unconventional approach to pit lane, it appears. Don't know if he got wall or something.
42 exiting.
The Spy Optic Ford. John Dragonetti has made his pit stop. He is on cycles here. Jim Gutta. Stephen Taylor is now coming in now. Corey Stevens. Trouble. Might have gotten wall there. Let's see here. This is a replay here.
Drag inside here.
Looks like he made his pit stop and then... Ooh. Looks like he made his pit stop and then just went promptly straight to the wall.
Thank you.
Comes Julian trying to get past Brett Black. This would be a battle for 7th. Caution is out. Caution is out on the speedway.
Go by 88.
Number 88, were you in the crash?
Doesn't appear to see.
No, he wasn't. He was in front of me.
10-4, the 88 will be the lucky dog.
Not sure what the caution was
turn two.
for. Oh, it's John Doble again this week and last week. See if we can get another replay here.
I thought we'd stay green for a while. So
Just
so
all.
I get a big lead.
See if we can get another
It's going through
shot
the
there. Oh, looks like, ooh, a tough break for John Doble. Nate Smith barely misses. Spy Optic Ford, another tough break for John. Really thinking that he was going to have a good run tonight, and unfortunately, just did not pay off there.
Could have gotten my damage when I went over the grass, but I don't know. Doubt it.
Come get it fixed if you want to.
I fixed it on the pit stop, but I'm just wondering if maybe that's what dropped me so much. I
Not
don't
sure.
know. 2 seconds I don't think would kill me that much. But
I
you
don't
never
think.
know with this game.
I don't know. I don't think it would kill you that bad.
10-4, no problem. Just call it out or something.
I'm not running base. I'm running 10-1.
Julian coming back down pit lane.
That's 2 ticks below what the setup comes with.
Forward, Jim.
50 down pit lane in the stall. Everyone in. Tires such a premium here, Texas. Julian out and away. We'll see. He can hold off the 78. Might actually gain on the 88. Nothing. Looks like he's going to come out 9th. No penalty.
Thank you, Nate, for that stunning development.
Anytime.
Nate Smith.
I like the league. I figured I actually promoted.
By the way, backwards.
Nate Smith, let's focus in on him real quick. Running 14th. right now after the pit stop. Looks like he got some damage repaired on the Great Clips Farmers Insurance Ford Fusion. All said and done, out of that cycle, Julian will come out 9th.
Any idea how far we can go on a tank? I have not been paying attention.
Mm,
We can't go all the way, can we?
no. I think it's like 25 laps.
Leave you with
Everybody move low for the wave around car. Low for the wave around car.
let you listen to the sounds of Julian and Steve here as we take a quick break here on
Object in
Court
here
Vision.
are losing.
Going to get a quick drink. I'll be right back. Over here watching Court Vision.
Man, bear, pig. This guy is doing the slowest wave around ever. He's crawling around.
Stay low, he's coming.
He's blinking.
Oh, at this rate, he's not going to get caught up to the field.
Yeah.
10-4, Jim. Race leader goes on green, not at their discretion. I'm spilling what you're stepping in.
Hang on to your hat, Julian.
I don't think I have to worry about much. I'll probably be behind all the mess. He's got no speed on a run. I need this thing to come down to a really quick shootout.
And we're back just in time for the restart here. Julian Medore are going to be starting in the 9th spot. Green flag going to be coming out here in just a minute. There it is. And oh, Lavender gets it in the back of
Of course, nobody won.
Michael Carter. Luckily that didn't get any bigger than it could have been. This restart's always hairy, especially with talent in the way. Oh, oh boy, this is going to get hairy in a minute.
His right side is destroyed.
Ooh. Oh, look
Oh,
out. Came right up the track into you.
Lavender. Now they got Kevin Bartel to deal with.
Caution for it.
Boo, I had you.
Caution is back out.
Pace car in the middle of 1 and 2.
Beware, guys, beware. We're slowing up 1 and 2 for the pace car.
God damn it, Corey got wrecked, didn't he?
Stephen Taylor. Cause of caution. He is torn up on the inside of turn 3 and 4. Let's see if we can find out what happened.
I
He
think
got
took Corey
turned.
with him.
Bill Witt and Corey Stevens had nowhere to go. Taylor got turned by Bill Witt in the 53.
John Doble, are you still running, or...
I'm out.
Alright, no lucky dog.
Is Corey pretty torn up?
I think your luck will turn around one of these weeks.
Front end, not so bad.
it was pretty
Front end's
downhill
pretty
from lap
caved
one.
in. Everything else looks okay.
That tends to happen.
Maybe the right side, maybe, but other than that, could be better.
That was a tough ball there. I
Gotta
think we're
pit
alright
again
staying out.
Door not coming in. Taylor not coming in.
Either way.
Those 4 drivers, Dragonetti, Brett Black, Steve
Yeah, I
Lubner, and
guess.
Julian Medor, stay out. So, interesting pit move there. That could shake things up here.
Well, I think now the wreck will be behind us at least.
Real quick, want to just get you to know we will be back here next week. ASRA LiveView from Phoenix next Thursday, 8:45 p.m. Eastern, all times Eastern, here on Court Vision. And next week, we also have the Court Vision Race Points Manager Race of the Week. Court National Cup Series visits the Bristol Motor Speedway next Wednesday, 8:45 p.m. Eastern. That will be also here on Court Vision. Court Vision's Race Point Manager Race of the Week. New series of races that will be just about once a week, sometimes twice a week, to give you some views and some different kind of racing. You will see here on Court Vision, all 3 Court Series will be involved. Court Train Paint Series was on Monday with the Court Grand Prix of Miami. Congratulations to Tim Silliman on that one. Next week we're with the Court National Cup Series at the Bristol Motor Speedway, and then in 2 weeks we head to the Dover International Raceway for the Court Super Truck Tour. The Court RPM Truck Series getting their truck on over there in Dover, Delaware.
Said everybody's still got to pit again.
Yeah. They might not be that much.
No, 2 to go.
And I think we got a couple of slower guys behind us anyway, 24 and 88.
How long was that run anyway?
About
Is it
3
2
laps.
Yeah, it's going to be enough to affect our tires, I think.
Put in like 5 laps though. It's even out.
Yeah, they kind of even out. You just gotta weather the storm like it's a Tyson fight.
Hey, Douglas, you're flashing quite a bit there.
And even still, me and you, Julian, have fresher than these guys in front.
So after a circle of green flag pit stops, 2 quick cautions,
Okay,
set
we'll
up
see how it
30
goes.
laps to go. Julian running in the 4th spot. Steve Lavender, the other voice that you're hearing periodically, running in the 3rd spot. John Dragonetti, of course, the winner at Daytona, which was 1 week ago, is starting.
Why is there
in the
still
restart.
somebody running a Ford on a fucking Chevy?
Is that the guy behind you?
No, the guy in the Dollar General car.
You need to update your train paints because I don't see anyone in a Dollar General car.
I did. I updated on the last caution. And again, I still see Steve in his gray car, so I think my trading paints isn't just seems to be restarted.
That's weird.
That we love our partners over at Trading Paints. So this should be an interesting restart here. John Dragonetti, Brett Black, Julian Medor, or Julian... Whoa, I'm everywhere here. Interesting restart, nonetheless. It should be John Dragonetti, Brett Black, Steve Lumber, Julian Medor, Greg Chikavetes, Sean Sadler, Douglas Kennedy, Michael Carter, James Gutta, David Vieira, Johnny Eckert, Bill Witt, Corey Stevens, Kevin Bartelt, Greg Richardson. Fun story or interesting story on Greg Richardson. We'll get on that later. Nate Smith and Steven Taylor in the 17th position are the cars remaining out there on the speedway as we come to the restart here with just under 30 to go. Pace car Ford Mustang gonna turn off here. Quite a gap in between Julian and the next car in line. Could use it to his advantage. Front line does not go. They finally get going, and both Julian and Lavender time it perfectly as we're back underway with 28 laps to go in the Texas 126 here at Texas Motor Speedway. Lavender, Brett Black's going to merge in, and now Julian appears to have a run on the 9 Husky Liners Chevrolet. Can't quite make the most of it.
Gotcha.
Meanwhile, Luvender trying. He's going to have a fender in. We got a battle for the lead here at Texas. Here comes Steve Lavender. Lavender trying to make the pass on John Dragonetti. Julian Medor not far back from there. 24 gets into the wall. That's Greg Chakofis. Side by side, first and third are the battles on the racetrack. Julian Medor looks like he passed Brett Black on the outside. I have not seen anyone pass somebody on the outside tonight. Julian just became the first, but can he hang on to it? Here comes Brett Black on the inside. Fun battle here in the top 5. Late in the going here at Texas. Medor trying to hang on. Brett Black clears him, so Julian falls back to fourth, but the crossover, that moves Julian to the inside. Can he complete the pass out of turn number 2? We will see. He's got to run. Brett starting to power back, but he won't be able to. Julian cuts him off. Move Julian Medor to the 3rd spot for the moment. Brett Black thinks about making that pass, can't quite commit to it. Steven Taylor, or Julian Medor running 3rd. Steve Luvender kind of falling into a groove now. Oh, trouble behind him. The 24, Greg Chakofis, back up the racetrack.
Yeah.
Caution is out for the
That's pretty
4th time today.
Come on up here past me, 24.
Coming. Pace car, middle 1 and 2.
Taylor, are you still running, or are you done for the night?
I'm still running, sort of.
Do you want the free pass or no?
Yeah.
We see it here.
Alright, 42 will be the lucky dog.
And it's just a case of 2 guys going for the same real estate, and unfortunately, that's what happens. So Julian runs 3rd. Steve Luvender is 2nd. John Dragonetti again in the smoke racing entry. You got to give John Dragonetti credit for such a good run right now. Running in the lead after the good run that he had. And there we go. Late. Call for the pit stops, and they all come in. God, he comes in late. Final pit stops possibly with less than 30 to go.
Yeah, I'm P3.
Here comes Medor. Great entry into the pit stall.
Yeah, 0.1 of optional. Where did that come from? I'm getting random damage.
That shouldn't affect the stop.
John taking 2. A lot of people taking 2.
A lot of people taking 2.
A lot of people didn't see how it worked out earlier.
You can make it from here, so track position could count.
Yeah, but you drop like a rock. We saw it with Johnny Eckert and John.
Cautions.
That is true. Cautions.
What the fuck did they do?
Must have stayed out thinking that we'll get more cautions than they can make it.
Gonna have to pit anyway.
Let's see here. They're
We have
talking
85
about
caution laps.
Corey Stevens,
still
Kevin Bartelt, and Nate
Yeah, I don't think
Smith.
they can save 5 or 6 laps here.
I think they're
Caution.
crazy. I don't know if
They-
you can even do that.
One of the guys didn't practice. He said he did 26 laps before running out.
So, okay, we restarted with 30 to go, so if they have 30
Green,
laps,
Taylor, are you on track?
I know, we do 8
Yeah,
caution.
just left pit lane. I'm coming.
Might be enough.
It'd be really close. Suck if they
Yeah.
ran out because they'd never get to the end.
Either way, they're going to get run over on the restart.
Say hello for him to come around.
So we got drivers with 2 tires, drivers with no tires, drivers with 4 tires. Sounds like a recipe for disaster.
Yeah, the first 4 are me and Julian, 8 and 9.
Your top 10, Corey Stevens. Gambling on fuel mileage. And Kevin Bartelt
Fuck it, we
second.
got another caution. I think I'd still come in and get tires.
Nate Smith,
Tires
John
matter.
Dragonetti, James Gutta, Sean Sadler, Michael Carter, Steve
Only way I
Lavender,
would've
and
taken
Julian
two
Medore are
stops
the
though
first
was
2
if
on
they
4
were
tires. Brett Black 10th.
You said this restart's going to be a mess.
David Vieira, Johnny Eckert, Greg Richardson, Bill Witt, and Douglas Kennedy. Greg
Got him on the
Chakofetes. I apologize.
Damn,
I got to
I
get
want
better
one-
at pronouncing
one
that
restart
name. And
tonight
Steven
where I can go on the
Taylor,
outside.
17th. 7 laps down. I'm going to get the free pass
can
on
pass
this
everybody?
caution.
Yes.
There are no
Again,
passes.
those of
Well,
you
okay.
just tuning in,
They're all
Chris
no
Sweat
passes.
ran
I
into
just-
some issues, unfortunately, and
once we're going in 1 and 2, 'cause
is out
I'm really
early
on the high
in the
side of
event.
restart. I don't think you can go 3 wide with this to go around slower cars.
Well, the 2 in front of us are pretty damaged. That's nice.
Great.
Here's the first car on 2 tires, John Dragonetti. Corey Stevens is the first car that stayed out. And then the first car on
Everybody else seems okay. Just the 2 in
4
front,
are
maybe the
Steve
6 a little bit.
Lavender in the 32 and Julian Medore in
Whoops, wrong button.
the
Yes, it's
number
in
50.
And again, I'm going to say wrong button.
Corey taking a gamble, man.
I don't know about that one.
Yeah, I don't.
Well,
I don't
next
like
time
that.
press the right button.
He must be counting on cautions.
We're going to focus in on the restart of Corey Stevens and
Veterans
Kevin
just trying to get
Bartelt.
out of the kill zone for a little bit.
We'll see how it all shakes down
That
here.
must be it. I don't know. I can't see any way that works. These are old tires.
And he's damaged.
It's like 10 lap tires.
We'll see how it goes with 19 laps to go on the restart. Stevens, Bartelt,
I hope he remembers that going
Smith,
green.
Dragonetti, Gutta, your top 5, Sean Sadler, Michael Carter, Steve
God.
Lavender,
He might go before the green. Please don't go before the green, Corey.
stacks the field up, and we're green. And I tell you what, Nate Smith called that restart like a champion. As now he throws the block on Dragonetti. Try and focus in a little bit further back. Julian and Steve navigating this minefield. Here they go. Smith getting passed by Dragonetti. Now they're 3 wide. Oh, trouble. Michael Carter
3 wide.
shoved up.
No, the 8 just. I don't know what he fucking.
Yeah, the
I
8
didn't-
came
I
up
went
on
low.
you.
I went low. I didn't realize we were 3 wide.
You weren't 3 wide, I don't think.
You were.
No.
And I went through the grass again, so probably got more damage.
I hate to break to you, but you were.
And that was probably on me. I probably spooked him. I thought you were
Julian
still ahead
Medore
of him.
trying to
I
pass
drove
Nate
alone.
Smith in the 6. That's for the 4th spot. Julian got a great restart and is on 4 tires. 17 laps to go, still time left in this one. Dragonetti leads by about 0.3 of a second.
Who dat?
Chris Sweat has rejoined us here in the dying moments of this one. Jim Gutta trying to pass Corey Stevens for
Brett.
the 2nd spot. Oh, Brett
was late.
Black. Making a late move there. In the corner, he's
Yeah,
going
but
to have a
really
run.
late through the corner.
Corey Stevens now. And here. And Medore hangs on. Steve has recovered to an 8th spot. You see him at the top of your screen just a moment ago in the stop texting for Chevrolet. 15 laps to go here at Texas. Brett Black gets past Corey Stevens. That is for the 3rd position, I believe. Yes, indeed.
Julian, go low.
Corey Stevens is just going to give the position to Julian Medora. Realizes he's faster, plus Stevens needs to save
Thank
fuel.
you. Yeah, man.
15 to go. Dragonetti looking to become the first ASRA driver to win both the first and second events of the season. Granted, there's only been one season prior in the current modern interpretation of the ASRA. Door running 4th. Brett Black has kind of checked out on him. See him now coming into the picture. Meanwhile, Steve Lovender has returned back.
That was fun, Bill.
Out to the 6th spot that would put him? Yes, 6th. 13 laps to go in the dying moments of this one. Door leads. We'll see if there's anything battling for the lead between John Dragonetti. You took 2 tires, and boy, wouldn't this be something if John Dragonetti's move to 2 tires ends up being the difference. Wow, that would be a very bold move. Of course, John, angry about last season, had really good runs.
I'm not going to be able to do anything.
Just
I'd be surprised if Corey gets back around me.
just wasn't able to take
I'm driving the
advantage of
tires
some
off of it right now.
mistakes. Was the only one of the
Stuck the
title
steering
contenders
ratio.
that won a race leading into the finale last season. But unfortunately, big losses and big field races cost him his shot at the championship, and that's what kind of did John in. But unfortunately, that's what did John in last season. But
don't have
John
any
is
tires. What the
trying
hell?
to make good. And wouldn't it be something if John Dragonetti in the Engato Gaming Smoke Racing Chevrolet would take the checkered flag in the first 2 events of the season? Steven Taylor, or I keep saying Steven Taylor because him and Brett Black are in very similar cars. Jim Gutta and Brett Black are now battling for the 2nd spot. We'll focus in on this one a bit as we near the 10 laps to go. We'll focus in on some of the battles around the racetrack. Julian continues to run 4th. Chris Sweat, unfortunately, is going to be coming home in the 20th position when all is said and done. As wow, Gutta driving Brett Black very aggressively here in the dying moments of this one. Black looks to have an inside line. He does. They're side by side through 1 and 2, and Jim Gutta will just release Brett to challenge the leaders. So, with 9 laps to go, you gotta wonder if Brett Black has something for John Dragonetti. He is about half a second back. John has clean road in front of him. Brett has 4 tires, however.
And that restart stuck.
Meanwhile, Black is cutting into the lead that Dragonetti has. He has cut a 10th out of it. 8 laps to go here at Texas.
You can just pound
Oh,
it
Jim, hard on the inside wall. We'll see if Julian can take advantage of that. Outside wall, I should say. Unable to do so. We focus back on the lead. Wow, Brett Black is nearly there.
I need them to get racing.
Well, they will in just a minute. Brett Black has eaten into that lead. 7 laps to go here at Texas. Are we shaping up for another exciting ASRA finish? Here they go down the back straightaway. John Dragonetti, Brett Black. Brett Black, John Dragonetti. They're teammates in the Court National Cup Series. 4 tires versus no tires. Who you got? Or 2
I
tires?
had 4 tires.
Got it, 2.
Look at the difference between me and Brett. But you know, I've been shit all night with my shitty fucking ratio, killing my tires.
He also got ate up by slower traffic.
He started behind me.
Brett Black has made some amazing moves to get up to the rear bumper of the number 14 Control Freak Chevrolet. It's going to be a bow tie battle in the Lone Star State. 5 laps to go. As here comes Brett Black. He's trying to look on the inside. Dragonetti knows that the inside line is the fast way around. He's holding off the Husky Liners Chevrolet. Jim Gutta starting to back up to Julian Medore. Will try and focus in on it, but right now the battle is on the lead. Dragonetti leading. Brett Black second. Jim Gutta third. Julian Medore. Steve Levender has fallen to the 6th spot after a restart incident. Kept it together, just got in the wall, but he has fallen back a bit. Has recovered well, though. 4 laps to go. Brett Black with a very nice exit of turn number 2. Down the back straightaway. Black trying to make something happen here. California versus North Carolina.
Trying to rub you there, Jim. Just got tight.
Julian has overtaken Jim Gutta for second. So move Julian Medore to the 3rd spot. So the points battle will stay pretty minimized as we head to the Arizona desert next week. 3 laps to go. Brett Black might just be setting up John Dragonetti for a move. Dragonetti holding off Brett Black in the 9. Dragonetti in the 14. 2 laps to go here at Texas. He's going to make a move. He's going to have to make it soon. About a minute left in this one. Here we go. Dragonetti trying to hold the bottom lane. Here comes Black. Black now all over the back bumper of the Control Freak Chevrolet. They're on the outside. He's got the unpreferred line. He's going to try and get it done on the outside. Here comes Black. They're going to come back down. And now Black is going to fall in line. White flag in the air, 1.5 miles. Penultimate lap over. We're on the final lap. Here we go. Here at Texas. Here comes Brett Black. He's going to try and make a move on the inside. Doesn't appear to have a run, but he might have something off of turn number 2. He does. Here comes Brett Black. He's going to try something on the inside. The Husky Liners Chevrolet. He's going to dump to the inside. And Dragonetti closes the door. Dragonetti closes the door.
Sorry, Kevin, I couldn't hear you.
And
My phone
off
was
of
going
turn
upset.
number 4, make it 2 for 2. John
Good win,
Dragonetti will win at Texas.
Oh god, dude, that was insane. You about made me shit my pants. There's just nowhere to pass without that bottom
Dragonetti
line.
first,
Tried
Brett
to
Black
outside
second.
walk, but
Julian will
too
finish
slow.
third
restart
on the
there.
night.
Did not help me.
Great race, guys. Congratulations, John, on your back-to-back victories. You are now the all-time win leader.
James got a 4th, Corey Stevens 5th, Steve Lovender
was a
comes
fun
home
race.
6th, Michael Carter
my ass
7th,
off.
Sean Sadler 8th, Johnny Eckert 9th,
I'll be
Bill
happy to
Witt
catch the lead.
10th, Greg Richardson 11th, Kevin Bartelt 12th,
Just wondering what I could have done with a proper fucking
Nate
ratio.
Smith, Greg Chicovetes
Hey, fellas, that last
14th,
question was my fault.
David
My
Vieira
apologies if I
15th,
ruined everyone's
and
night.
Douglas Kennedy
Go back and
16th.
look at what I-
Dragonetti lights him up.
It's my fault.
First winner in ASRA history to win the first 2 events of a season. He's primed to take the championship that he could have contended for last season. He's primed to try and take it this season. Dragonetti wins here at
I was
Texas.
hoping for green the rest of the way because I was just on the cusp of being good on fuel, and you guys were going to have to stop one more time. But
In one heck of a finish. 2 races, 2 great finishes for the American Sim Racing Association. And next week we head to the desert in Phoenix, which produced a pretty interesting finish last season in between me and John Dragonetti. Dragonetti, who won there last season, make it 3 for 3. We will have to see next week. That is, of course, ASRA at Phoenix
Nice
next
race,
Thursday, 8:45 p.m. Eastern. That is going to be right here on Court Vision. Secondly, the Court Vision Race Points Manager Race of the Week
Yeah, I
from
almost
Bristol
had
next
Steve on it,
Wednesday,
but David
8:45
was
p.m. Eastern, here on Court Vision as
Yeah,
well.
I,
John
I
Dragonetti,
could read
your
the number
winner.
on the door there. I was like, oh shit, oh, he saved it.
John Dragonetti with the win.
See you later. Good race.
That should still give him the point standings, I believe, or the points lead. Should have led the most laps too. So Julian a little bit further behind, but has rebounded well with a 3rd place finish. So that is just about going to do it for LiveView here tonight. Appreciate you coming on out and checking everything out. We appreciate you guys tuning in. We will be at Phoenix next week. We'll see you then. So long, everybody.